And we are live. Hey
Yeah, I
everybody.
see the red timer in the back. I like it.
So for those who didn't see the community post, yeah, we're doing something a little different today. We are going to do two reviewers. We're, how do I put it? We're gonna do a live stream for this,
Oh
kind
yeah,
of sort of like a short one. Because a movie this awesome deserves two reviews,
it
right?
does.
It
It's
does. So
it's worth the
that
price of
being said,
admission.
oh, absolutely. So that being said, we're gonna try to keep spoilers to the absolute minimum, but of course, on here it's never for certain. So I guess we should just tell you right now. What up, Jared? That's the guy
Hey
that introduced
Jared,
myself.
how's it going?
What's up? So basically, yeah, we're gonna just review a movie, but there's not gonna be editing. There's not gonna be like the posters and shit. So it's just gonna be as is. Oh, good. We're past the 15-second mark, so that means I can fucking curse. I don't have to give shit. So, hi everybody. Uh, I'm. So, should I start? Just do the
Yeah, go
basic.
ahead, man. This is your channel.
All right. Well, of course, I'm Grant, the Movie TV guy. Welcome to a very special edition of Raised on Popcorn with Grant. As you see, I only wear my Sunday best for absolute masterpieces. Um, it's Raised on Popcorn with Grant, with me, Grant, the Movie and TV guy, and
This is Chubbs. My actual name is Ben, but that's what the online handle is.
go subscribe to this guy and follow him on
Yeah.
Letterboxd. Yeah. So, uh, Cocaine Bear. We saw Cocaine Bear.
We
The
did.
cinematic masterpiece Cocaine Bear is directed by Elizabeth Banks of all people, which is kind of awesome. Um, I see you, Miss Tarantino. Okay. Yeah, it's directed by her. It's written by Jimmy Warden, who I guess is married to Samara Weaving. Lucky bastard. Um, and it's produced by the guy who wrote The Babysitter. So I guess they keep it in the family. I'm just a guy in chat. Of course you are, Jared. No, you're more than just a guy in chat. You're the man. All right. So Cocaine Bear. What's the premise about? It's a cocaine bear. Well, basically, So basically, as when we begin the story, this is very, very loosely based on true events. We see a very unfortunate backpacking couple get attacked by some kind of monster of some kind. And then we go to the plot proper. There's a nurse played by Carrie Russell. She is her daughter skips school with her best friend. Um, um, she skips school with her best friend. Um, they are played by Brooklyn Prince and Christian Convery. Convery in particular steals. He was awesome. They skip school, try a little bit of cocaine. Sorry, 1 Million Moms. You're not gonna like this movie. They're two kids that try cocaine, and wouldn't you know it's cocaine by some drug lords on a sort of drug drop gone wrong from Colombia that takes the life of the parachuter. This is where the part of the true story ends. And turns out they run into the monster. It's a bear. Who has a little, as you said in the theater very aptly, has a little bit of a taste for some booger sugar. And very soon, he goes from, or she rather, goes from just acting silly to going on a murderous rampage, Jaws style. And looking for her daughter, our intrepid heroes come right into the path of Cocaine Bear, as well as those drug dealers. It turns out the son of one of them, who maybe doesn't want this life anymore and is going through a loss of his own, can't retire right just yet because he's also in the path of this bear and various other. Basically, it's Fargo meets Tremors meets Grizzly, directed by Elizabeth Banks. Let the mayhem begin. So, Cocaine Bear was fucking awesome.
It was. It really was.
Oh my god, dude.
So for those who are watching this, whether they're live or after this, the story of this bear It does take place in 1985, which the movie does start off with. About the first 10 minutes or so actually do follow the true story. So in the movie, Grant, if you don't know this, the bear's about 300 pounds. The actual bear that happened, who's named promptly Pablo Escobar in real life, had eaten about 40 plastic containers of cocaine, which about 75 pounds, and it was valued at $2 million. Only 3 to 4 grams of the cocaine had been absorbed into the bloodstream of the bear, and the Georgia State crime lab examiner had stated that the bear's stomach was literally packed to the brim with cocaine. So for about 10 minutes, this bear was the most dangerous apex predator of all time. It had gone from Tennessee and died in Georgia. And the movie that we saw was about 1 hour and 35 minutes, and it did hold up to its name. It was...
Oh, dude. Well, and the thing too is, first off, Pablo Escobar should have been the alternate title for this movie. I also I would be remiss to not point out that this was one of the last not the last, but one of the last films that Ray Liotta had finished before his death, and he's fucking awesome in this movie.
Yes, he's a good character. I don't think he's a major character overall. I think the beauty of this movie is when it comes to storytelling, like a movie kind of like this was like the first of its kind. A lot of directors and screenwriters kind of drag out the story process of like, this is how they got there, like, oh, my dad died or something else like that. And like they go right into the middle of these people's lives and just say, boom, this happens to them.
Yeah, they get right to the mayhem right away. It takes about maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that, to set up where these characters are on this, I guess, day or couple of days this happens. I'd say it's about a day.
It's about
a day in the line.
A day or two, I'd say.
Yeah. I'd say like at least 24 hours in the lives of these people. And the thing is too is that it does a good job of like, these characters are kind of dumb, but the thing is that it leans into that. I think another reviewer friend said it's sort of like if you crossed Jaws with Burn After Reading. And that's kind of exactly what it is, where it's like, these characters are not smart characters, but the movie knows it.
I would put the hijinks and antics almost close to Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Dude, yes. And the gore factor. Like, Tucker and Dale... Thank you for mentioning Tucker and Dale versus Evil, because it's not mentioned nearly enough by anyone. No, that's... Ben, my friend, you hit the nail on the head, buddy. No, it's absolutely Tucker and Dale versus Evil. It's like Tucker and Dale... You know what it's like? It's like Tucker and Dale versus Evil if you replaced the the
shithead kids
with the killer animal trope, and that's basically what it is. And just a lot of the most gruesome stuff in this movie happens despite the bear, which I also wanted to point out. Like the stuff with Margot Martindale is like the sort of kooky park ranger. Man, that scene, the way it was done and the way it was framed, all I'll say is, like, let's just put it this way. They aim for the bear and they hit something else or someone, and oh my god, dude. That was, like, the only part that genuinely made me go, what the fuck? Like, out loud.
I think the kids doing coke made me go, what the fuck?
And that's the other thing I have to admire about this movie, is that it's a studio movie. It's a relatively big, it's Universal Pictures, which the only missed opportunity is it should have been the 80s logo. It should have been the 80s logo. They did that in Knock at the Cabin. They should have done that here. That old school throwback, which you also really like Knock at the Cabin.
I love Knock at the Cabin. It was fantastic. I want to read the book.
Oh, what's going on, guys? I just got back from seeing... What's going on, guys? I just got back from seeing Cocaine Bear, and I freaking loved it. Absolutely, Luke. I completely agree. But yeah, it's a movie that, in that classic 80s fashion, it does not play by safe rules. It is an exploitation film through and through. The only thing this was missing was a drive-in. Like, It is gory. It is ill-behaved. It's foul-mouthed. It's gross. The only thing really, quite frankly, it's missing to get the full grindhouse is tits.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing Blood and Honey
There's
has.
not a single like bit of nudity, and what I
Not
like
really.
about this movie is that it follows through with the name and it sets the expectation of it. Like
Oh, absolutely.
you're going in to see this movie about a bear that's done cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
This is not an Oscar contender. This is just something
No.
that can bother you for like 2 hours.
But the thing too is that I'm buying this on Blu-ray. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll buy it.
Like, because the thing is that the movie is, it is not reinventing the wheel. You're right. But the thing is that anyone who knows me knows that I judge a movie's. Basically, when you review a movie, it's inherently apples and oranges because you're comparing movies that are different guys. As far as this movie is concerned, it's a movie called Cocaine Bear, like you said. It's about a bear on cocaine. This movie actually uses that premise and sustains it, keeps it interesting, keeps it funny, and is creative with it without ever making it feel like a one-joke idea. Like, it keeps moving, it's well-paced, and it delivers. It delivers everything and more that you expect from a movie called Cocaine Bear. No, it's not going to win any Oscars. But as far as B movies go, I love this movie. Like, this movie is a cult classic in the making.
Yeah, I would definitely see it be a cult classic because it's also a movie that the characters understand how fucked up the scenario they're in is.
Yeah.
Like, they are very aware that this bear is on coke.
And
well,
the characters are given development. The thing that I also like about the movie is, like, the thing is, there was a quote about the difference between a B film and a Z film, someone said, where it's like, a B movie has to have some of the same trashy elements as a Z movie, but the things it does well, it actually does well. And so in comparison, like, the characters actually have to feel kind of somewhat like you like them. There has to be some level of stakes to it. So in that regard, if we're talking B movies and Z movies, if Winnie the Pooh and Blood and Honey is a Z movie, this is a B movie. But meaning that what the stuff it does well, it actually does well. Whereas Blood and Honey does nothing well. It does absolutely nothing well. It doesn't even do the kills well. This one, like, the use of a tree, another thing too, the use of the tree and the person in the tree, that's all I'll say. And also the use of an ambulance chase. Now, see, that was on the needle drop they use.
Yeah, the car chase. I was excited for that. I'm pretty sure I cheered when it happened.
Oh, we did. You turned to me when that happened, when the payoff happened, and you said, I think you said something along the lines of, like, I fucking love this movie.
Yeah, and you actually started it with, that's the first rule of Zombieland.
No, that's what I told you, is when the woman went through the windshield, I was like, first rule of Zombieland. Yeah. The movie is very cleverly written, and when it comes to writing the characters, they actually feel like actual people. I kind of agree. On the run from a rampaging bear, the people behind this movie know how absolutely ridiculous the movie actually is, and when they can do that and entertain the audience, they made a good movie. I completely agree, Luke.
On that comment, I'm sorry, Grant. On that comment, Luke, Grant, we talked briefly during the trailers about Operation Fortune. I'm going to focus on, and I said Carrie Elvis, and I said Robin Hood because I love Mel Brooks's Robin Hood Men in Tights, and I think this is a hot take, but I feel like this movie is kind of the beginning of that, like, modern Mel Brooks directing and storytelling style. Because, like, if you look at Men in Tights or even Blazing Saddles or History of the World Part 1, you can see how there's all these dumb jokes, and they're very aware that they're kind of dumb. Because even in Men in Tights, there's a scene where they have a blind guy be on the watch post, and he knows that, like, he's blind. And he shouldn't be doing this at all.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I was going to say, is that I think that the key to, and I wouldn't call this a spoof movie just because it's not spoofing anything, but I agree with you in the sense that the best sort of spoof movies like Airplane, Naked Gun, or the Mel Brooks films they're good examples of the movie they're making fun of.
Mm-hmm.
And they do it with a straight face, but the people making it clearly have an attitude about what they're making fun of. Cocaine Bear is the same, where it's like, the characters aren't playing it like they're in on the joke. The characters in the movie aren't winking at the camera, but Elizabeth Banks is, and you can feel it. Like, there's an actual feeling. They feel like they're in an actual situation that's intense. Whereas, it's the filmmaking cues you in that this is not meant to be taken seriously at all. Okay, look, there was quite a bit of times during the film, similar to my experience with Violent Night, I could barely contain my laughter. Agreed.
We were cracking up the entire time.
It was just one of those, and it's just, we saw it with a packed crowd.
Yeah, I'd say it was pretty packed for how small the theater was.
And what time of day it was. I mean, it was,
yeah,
and there were also a lot of really underage kids there. I mean, with parents, but still, like, holy shit, there's, people are, like, freaking, like, gutted in this movie and, like, eaten alive while being gutted by bears. Like, it's like, damn, dude. But yeah, like, we'll get more to even, like, trailers when we get to, like, trailer trash, but the thing, like, is like, yeah, I agree with you that, first off, Men in Tights is great.
Phenomenal.
I love Men in Tights. But then again, speaking of that, Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 2 is coming in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for it.
Series. I am too. I can't wait. I really like the Harriet Tubman joke in the trailer. So that was very, very funny. I was like, I can't believe you honkies enslaved us or something. When he says that you're the inventor of the bathtub, and it's Wanda Sykes.
Yeah, it's... I'm excited for the comedy and the talent that is going to be associated with this movie. My favorite joke from part 1 is Oedipus, what's going on, motherfucker? Oh my god. As an English major, that made me laugh too hard.
Hey, Ben. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. But yeah, yeah, the whole movie is perfect. But yeah, the movie is absolutely look, there's everything you could say on the tin about it. It's just, it is, you're going to see a movie called Cocaine Bear. It's not much ado about nothing. It's Cocaine Bear. Like, you're getting what you pay for. And dude, on that basis, guys, Ben, do you want to do it with me? Do you want to pop that particular cherry?
Which cherry are you referring to?
We're going to score it, man.
Oh, ready? Yes.
Want to pop that cherry? I'm guessing you have the same score I do.
Absolutely.
Put your guns up, homie. Put your guns up. You ready? Bang.
Yes.
Say it with me. Bang.
5 stars.
5
stars.
For Cocaine Bear. This movie was awesome. Like, yes. Okay, and I want to reiterate. 5 stars because it delivered everything. 5 stars also goes to movies that are the best version of the kind of movie they want to be, and Cocaine Bear is. Absolutely. So 5 stars for me, 5 stars for Ben. Here we go. Luke, another thing about the film is that even if the kills are so over the top, the way they execute them can at times be very funny. Agreed. We were mentioning before a mishap involving Margot Martindale and a gun. It was very, very funny and very, very fucked up.
Yeah. It wasn't even like over the top like Final Destination was, in which those over the top kills are creative, while this one was just it was dumb. It's just dumb.
I disagree. The ending, he says the ending was a little lackluster for me. Other than that, I love it. 4.5 out of 5. Okay, some people are complaining about the ending. I like the ending. I think it works.
I thought it tied it up pretty well. I mean, it didn't like tie everything up, but like
I feel like they're gonna make a sequel though. And
that's right. That's where, but it's with the story. Like the bear died within like 10 minutes, like the actual true story.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how they'll sequel that.
This is gonna be a weird comparison point, but similar to Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
I did not watch that.
Okay. Well, I knew pretty much immediately from opening text that I was gonna like it. In the same way that Dora and the Lost City of Gold, which was all those factoids about what to do around a black bear, and then went a long pause and then said Wikipedia. Just.
Oh yeah.
Well, then I also praise Elizabeth Banks for some of her more Tarantino-esque touches. I really love, like, for instance, when all I'll say is that it's a gag involving three friends where two of them have fallen victim to the bear. And the way that they use that about, let's just say, one of them wants to go live in New York. That's all I'll say. But watch closely, and it's a quick little cutaway, but it was very funny in a very twisted sort of way. Yeah, like I said, the only thing this is missing was a really grungy drive-in theater. Like, other than that, they did the full Grindhouse. So yeah, 5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
Let's do some trailer trash, Ben. What do you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Some trailer trash. All right, let's see. And if you want to, you could chime in if you have thoughts on them. Because even though I've talked about a lot of these a bunch, you haven't, because you haven't been on here before.
That's right.
Okay, so get to the right thing. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I hope the aliens come back from Indiana 4. I think it'd be so funny that the world reminds everyone that Indiana Jones had talked to aliens. Even though, like, Raiders of the Lost Ark is, like, a top-tier movie of all time.
Here's my opinion on it. So James Mangold, first off, if it can't be Spielberg, I'm glad it's him, because he's great. The other thing I'll say about it is that you know when Force Awakens was coming out, there was a rumor that J.J. Abrams somewhere in the frame had hidden the skeletal remains of Jar Jar Binks, somewhere as a fuck you to the prequels. I hope that they do something worse, and I'll tell you what it is. The opening line of the movie. Hey, India, how's your son doing? It's like, oh, yeah, he fucking died in an explosion.
Oh, no.
Fuck Shia LaBeouf. Anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I have to rewatch all of the Indiana Jones movies. It's been a very long time since I've watched them. I tried to read them when I was younger, but I think I was too young to kind of grasp the story aspect of it all.
Mm-hmm. When I was, well, that wasn't my first time seeing it, but about 10 years ago, they re-released Raiders of the Lost Ark in IMAX. And I was sitting next to a boy. He couldn't have been older than 8. And he turned to me and asked me if I'd seen the movie. He tugged on my shirt and said, "Have you seen this movie?" And I said, "Yeah, buddy, of course." He goes, "How was it? It's my mom's favorite." And I'm like, "Oh, it's great. You're going to love it." And he turned to me afterwards, and I just kind of was like, "Hey, buddy, what'd you think?" And he goes, "That was the best movie I've ever seen." I'm like,
it's a great adventure movie. And what I find the funniest thing about it is that if you take Indiana Jones out of his movie,
I know
everything still happens.
That's the Big Bang Theory did that same joke.
I know.
Where the whole episode, that was one of my favorite episodes. It's built around the fact that Sheldon is pissed at Amy because she tells him that and ruins the illusion for him. Yeah, great.
Glass shatter.
Yeah. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, cannot wait for it. The first of many Red Band trailers we have for this one. There's like 4 of them, wasn't there?
Yeah.
The Machine. You and I are seeing that one.
Yeah, that's going to be probably. There'll probably be like a secondary kind of stream like this.
Yeah, dude. From now on, if we go to a movie together, you can come on if you want to. Yeah, you can be a regular. But yeah, The Machine looks awesome. If you know Bert Kreischer's stand-up, this is based on that. And Mark Hamill's playing his dad because
I was so surprised that Mark Hamill was involved with this picture. When I first saw the trailer on Instagram, I was like, really? He wants to be in this?
To be perfectly honest, if I was making a movie about my life, I'd cast Mark Hamill as my dad too. But yeah, so The Machine looks awesome. Lighting his cigar with bullets.
That was cool.
Creed 3, which I'm seeing on Wednesday. I already want to see Cocaine Bear again.
I wouldn't mind seeing it again.
If we can drag Austin into it.
Oh, absolutely. Austin and Daniel?
Austin, Daniel, yeah. Well, Daniel, I got my ticket and he said, "Man, I wish I could have gone with you guys." Like, straight up. Like, because he would have to work. He could have been on here tonight with us. But yeah, Creed 3. I hadn't seen this trailer. This is a newer trailer.
Yes, that is a new trailer.
When you saw it, it was like, is this Fast X?
I thought it was Fast X because of all the colors and everything in the beginning. I was like, oh yeah, because they did that for Fast 9.
Yeah.
They had all the colors and stuff. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I can't wait for that. Seeing that Wednesday. Speaking of movies I'm seeing soon, Operation Fortune, Rue de Guerre, I think that's how you pronounce it. Which is the new Guy Ritchie film. Kind of new. It was actually finished a year ago. So now we have 2 Guy Ritchie films coming out in a month. The other one being The Covenant. I'm seeing that Thursday. Operation Fortune.
It looked interesting.
I mean, if you want to
the
go,
poster
you totally
design.
can.
I work Thursday, man. I can't. What? I wish I could.
If you want me to, I can even move it to Friday.
I'll have to get back with you on that one.
All right. Anyway, yeah, it looks good though. I always like Guy Ritchie when he's doing like Cockney gangster mode, so that's always fun. Champions. This looked like a lot of fun. You mentioned it's basically a remake of The Ringer, kind of.
Yeah.
But
also, like on my TikTok page right now is Coach Carter clips, which is a really good basketball movie for those who haven't seen it. So yeah, I liked the trailer. I think it's interesting for such an always aggressive character playing actor like Woody Harrelson, kind of having this humble moment, like, hey, you got to do this now.
I also like the fact that they're doing a movie about intellectually disabled people where the actors are actually like not known actors, like they're actually people who have intellectual disabilities. I also like the fact that Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys is in this. Even if he's only in it for a minute, because I can say I saw a movie in theaters that has Bubbles in it.
And then I made the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference whenever I saw gosh, who is it? I know who
it's Caitlin Olsen.
Caitlin Olsen, yes.
Yeah, D.
Yeah, I said what a bird.
But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I like Peter Farrelly. I didn't quite care for his last film as much as other people. I wasn't a big fan of Green Book, but I'm looking forward to this one. Looks like it could be a fun, uplifting time. Speaking of Red Band trailers and movies that Ben will almost certainly have to be on here for, Evil Dead Rise.
I told this to Grant when I saw Knock at the Cabin. The scene, there was a couple scenes in the trailer that made my skin crawl, and that takes a lot. I'm usually a pretty like,
oh yeah,
like I can take a lot of stuff, but like that, like there's some shit like, not today, Satan.
Mommy's with the maggots now, Ben. No, but I'm excited for it as a fan. I have to say, I don't think I told you this story, Ben. So, God, was it last week or the week before? I think it was the week before. I went to see Magic Mike's Last Dance. I saw it in Dolby, and because I think there were some technical difficulties with Knock at the Cabin, when I went in there, the trailer started a half hour before the start time. One of the trailers was Evil Dead Rise, and it was me and one other woman in the theater in Dolby, and it was extra cranked up because it was Magic Mike. So imagine being basically alone in a dark Dolby theater with the sound blaring and Evil Dead Rise, the trailer is on. That is an eerie freaking experience.
It is. It sounds eerie. I remember when you saw Magic Mike, because I was putting together cardboard standees.
And I liked it. I liked it more than other people. I thought it was an entertaining film, you know? But yeah, Evil Dead Rise looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. What's so weird with how popular The Evil Dead is in fans and film, it's not streaming anywhere, which is so weird.
Yeah, which is funny. I think it was on HBO Max for at least a little while, the first one. Because I think that New Line Cinema owns the rights to the first movie. Because I know that like Universal did the other two, I think, maybe.
Yeah, not even the remake, the 2013 one is anywhere. Which is so weird. I
saw the 2013 one in a theater when that came out, and I think that half the audience was cheering and the other half was like, oh, fuck this shit. Like, I think 2-3 people walked out. That, man, one thing I have to give this movie, also just the Red Band trailer for it, the gore will be plentiful.
Yeah.
Which is always what you want. I have to give you credit. I think you won the trailer trash comment off if you remember, for those who've seen the trailer, at the beginning when she's making breakfast, very bloody breakfast, and you turn to me and he says, well, that's just a waste of perfectly good eggs. Yeah, so Evil Dead Rise looks awesome. Scream 6, which you're seeing in a little less than 2 weeks, or at least I am in 3D. I can't wait, man.
So there's a very popular horror movie reviewer. I don't know if you've watched this channel. It's a Dead Meat with James A. Janice.
Kill count?
He's doing recounts of all the Screams.
Okay.
Because when he did it originally, he was like, nah, I didn't really put as much enthusiasm and appreciation. So he recounted Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare, Child's Play, and Chucky, and then now he's recounting Scream to kind of like build up the hype for the 6th movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to watch the Scream movies and then those videos to kind of get more like behind the scenes stuff and kind of like understand more of the whole film.
They're worth a rewatch because the thing is, even the weaker Scream films, which I see the third one's the weakest, they're still entertaining as hell, especially if you like horror movies, because they're
I think the first Scream movie is one of the best horror movies of all time.
Undeniably. Also, it is hard to rewatch it though, just because Scary Movie, the scene in Scary Movie. You've seen Scary Movie, right?
I've seen all the Scary movies.
Okay, so every time they do the reveal of Ghostface, it's but wait, there's more. This one's a screamer. That's all I can think of. What's up, Becca? Yeah.
Hello.
She is the first one to tell me about this movie. She saw it on Wednesday. So, yeah, it was awesome. 5 stars. The thing is, Scream 6, I think the only flaw so far I can see is that they neglected to call it Ghostface Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Scream 6. Fast X, although it was kind of basically a promo for Fast X.
It was the promo, and I saw the trailer online, and my favorite Fast and Furious movie, I've only seen like 3 out of the 9.
What?
They're not.
Dude.
The only one that's entertained me enough was Tokyo Drift.
I like Tokyo Drift more than
Tokyo Drift, fantastic.
I love all the movies. I can't help it. I think that maybe my favorite has to be Furious 7, just because I thought how they handled Paul Walker was so great.
I did see Furious 8, Fate of the Furious in theaters with my friends, but that's because they wanted to.
That one's one of the weaker ones. I like it. I think that it is sort of like they built it up so much. It's like he's betraying it. It's like, oh, okay. I won't say what it is, but like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. The statute of limitations is over. The movie came out like 7 years ago. I had a secret baby that you never knew about, even though I never hinted that we even fucked ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the music in it. Post Malone did a song. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Renfield, which I can't fucking wait for.
So ready for it.
It also was a Red Band trailer.
I think that's the only trailer that they released.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a Red Band because it said at the beginning, and like, but like Nicolas Cage's Dracula, is there not a more perfect casting choice ever? Like,
and Nick Holt as Renfield, the titular character. I loved his character in The Menu.
I was just gonna mention, it's like, is this bergamot I'm tasting, chef? Yes, it is. And of course, Ben, you watched my stream. You were part of my stream, kind of, sort of. You know that that was, I believe, my number 15 of the year was The Menu.
It was on my top 10. It's actually a poster I have in the corner of my room.
Love The Menu. Also, Austin did too. He needs to stop lying. He did the first reaction with me. He liked the movie at the time. He needs to fess up. And then the last trailer we had was the final Red Band, Strays. AKA Good Boys with Dogs.
So I thought, and I told this to Grant, I thought initially the movie is going to be like A Dog's Journey or like some Marmaduke shit.
Homeward Bound.
Yeah, Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
I did not expect it to be like Ted or Good Boys.
Or Superbad.
Superbad. I think Superbad is probably one of my favorite films of all time. So I'm excited for this kind of ragtag group of individuals going on a journey.
The scene where he's humping the lawn gnome. Like, who's your daddy? He goes, yes, I'm your father. And he goes, it's weird we're meeting like this under these circumstances. Like, no, I love the fact, in the same way that I love that the premise of this movie is a bear that does cocaine. I love the fact that it is basically a movie that starts out as a Homeward Bound type movie with Will Ferrell as this, like, hey there, I'm a dog. And then the goal of the plot is to bite off MacGruber's dick. Mm-hmm. I just think that is inherently a funny idea for that kind of movie. In the same way that Good Boys as a concept was, oh, it's like Stand By Me, and then it becomes Superbad with like 11.
Yeah, it's Stand By Me and Superbad with 6th graders.
Yeah, I just and the kid from Room, in a role that you never would expect from him. Scream 6 is probably going to take a blow at the box office in terms of the earnings since The Killers got leaked on Twitter. What?
Wait, okay. What? That was leaked?
It got leaked, so please don't tell us, Becca. I would appreciate it.
Because I told Grant in the theater, my theory is that it's Stu. Because Stu was never confirmed killed in Scream 1.
Don't answer him.
We'll leave it a mystery for like another like week or two.
I'm going into that movie as cold as Siberia. Like, but anyway, Strays. I also love that it's like, didn't they say it was like Jamie Foxx as the other?
Yeah, Jamie Foxx is like his like sidekick. Trying to think of other voices I kind of heard. I didn't think that was Will Ferrell. I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was Andy Samberg, to be honest.
Kind of. Yeah, speaking of, have you seen MacGruber before?
I think I've seen clips.
Oh my god, you got to see MacGruber. I know you, Ben. You would love that movie.
Well, right now I'm on my rewatch of South Park, and that's like.
I have seen every episode of South Park and all the. Did you watch the last episode of South Park? The one that
I've not watched. I'm on season 12, I think, right now.
Oh, you got a long way to go, man.
My favorite episode of South Park right now is maybe we should do that as like a video one day, like ranking South Park seasons,
or even just the top 10 best episodes.
Oh yeah, my favorite episode is it's not Make Love, it's not Make Love Not Warcraft. It's actually the Boys with Ninja Stars, where they get all the weapons and then Butters is that song is great. Butters being turned into a dog because he has a ninja star in his eye is fantastic. Just all around great episode.
I feel like mine would be a 3-way tie between All About the Mormons, which is awesome, especially under certain circumstances of growing up. Trapped in the Closet because Tom Cruise. That was just freaking great. One of the best lines ever, which is we can't leave you alone because you won't come out of the closet. Perfect. Mm-hmm. And then I think maybe the best episode, it's not the funniest episode, but it's just like the best written one, is Scott Tenorman Must Die. It has to be probably one of the best episodes. That was sort of the heel turn of Cartman from just being a piece of shit to being like, oh, Mo, you're a psychopath. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Or when Cartman and Butters have the sleepover.
Oh, was that awesome?
Cartman Butters goes to like a gay camp to.
Someone takes a picture of him sucking it. Yeah. That show is so fucked up sometimes. Oh my god.
It's so great.
I love it.
It's an Emmy award-winning show.
I also would put Terrence and Phillip in Not Without My Anus on there too. Just because it was such a good practical joke on the audience when it aired. Like, you know what? The only thing that makes South Park better is if you have the original DVD sets, is the first, I think, 2 seasons. Every episode, there's an intro from Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and the way that they shoot it, where it's like they're sitting by a fireplace, and then every time the shot cuts to a wide, there's a different dog sitting next to them. And there's one where they're in an old folks' home and a guy is clearly dying next to them, and they say, "Shut up, we're trying to finish our song." And it's amazing. And it's then they'll make like one episode where I think it was like the first one where Cartman treated Kyle like shit because he was Jewish, and it'll say something like Matt Stone is like, as a writer who's also Jewish, he goes, I have to say, this is entirely for satirical purposes, and neither I nor South Park condones anti-Semitism. He goes, I'm Trey Parker. I, on the other hand, am insanely anti-Semitic.
So, Grant, now that we're talking about South Park, have you ever seen the Trey Parker and Matt Stone movie Basketball?
Oh, 1,000% I've seen Basketball. And I've seen the jokes being made about basketball.
I love Basketball.
I love Basketball.
It's a movie I will fall asleep to. It's.
I gotta go home real quick to check my wife in the eye. Yeah, no, Basketball is great. I also love that it became a punchline on South Park for years after. Like, literally, like, the when they want to get their money back for Passion of the Christ, they compare it to getting their money back for Basketball. There was the episode where they were doing, like, the Illuminati Network, and one of them was the poster for Basketball, so, like, Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Very funny. Have you seen Team America World Police?
Who hasn't seen Team America World Police?
That might actually be the greatest comedy ever made. I'm not entirely unsure that.
Gary.
It's just that movie is brilliant. I also love that the whole thing, like South Park, the movie is a big fuck you to the MPAA. Like, literally, they said you can't have a puppet sex scene that's that graphic, and so they made it more graphic just to stick it to them. Like,
and we talked about our favorite puppet movie today as well, Happy Time Murders.
I liked the Happy Time Murders, which also had Elizabeth Banks in it.
Yes.
She has good taste in projects.
She does.
I love the Happy Time Murders. Happy Time Murders is the kind of movie where I feel like it should be a cult movie, but the problem is that it bombed at the box office because people just couldn't get on board with it. Because it's a dumb movie. It's dumb humor, but it's so fearless in what it's doing that I kind of have to get my hats off and be like, whatever, dude. They were editing the VFX, and someone leaked a clip of the killer reveal scene. They were editing the VFX, and one of the VFX artists put it up. They're never getting a job again.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like, there is a movie that Trey Parker and Matt Stone have been trying to get made for our entire lives that I want them to make. Okay, so check this out. The script for it is on the blacklist. I think you can read some of it, because I read some of it. It's called Giant Monsters Attack Japan. And it's Nickelodeon was going to produce it at one time. It was going to be their first children's movie. It said it was going to be G-rated. And basically the premise is, it's like Stand By Me. And it's about this kid who moves to Japan. And it's the story of him coming of age. And he said literally it's like the story of a boy growing up in a new environment. Oh, and by the way, monsters are fighting in the background, but don't focus on that. In rubber suits. That was the setup, and he said he was going to actually use men in suits and, like, models and stuff, like the old school stuff. I hope they make that one day.
Yeah,
they've been trying to get it done for a long time. But yeah, so, and then was there shawarma? Man, we digressed quite a bit, didn't we?
We did.
Was there shawarma? Yeah, there was a couple little scenes during the credits. There's nothing after the credits. I also like the credits, the way that they use...
the music for the credits was good.
The music, and then also the visuals that they use throughout, like the kind of paint swirling around. But yeah, so that's it. We have gone. Holy God!
30 minutes over schedule for what we talked about.
Like a half hour. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to keep.
No, dude. We're having a great conversation about movies.
Dude, well, all right, fuck it. Let's just do our best and worst of this again. No, I'm just kidding. But dude, yeah, this movie. So yeah, final thoughts. Cocaine Bear, thumbs up.
Go see it.
Didn't we say like mutilated, bloody thumbs up? Two mutilated, bloody.
Mutilated, bloody thumbs up.
All right, so Ben, where can they find you?
So my YouTube channel, the one that I usually try to make videos for, there's only 2 videos on it now. is linked in the description of this stream, if I'm correct.
It's also in the community post.
It is in the community post.
Mhm.
On there, I have I don't know if you've watched this, Grant. I don't know if you've seen the channel. I had ranked all the Marvel movies, the
I
main
have.
MCU lines, before I saw Thor: Love and Thunder, and I would put Thor: Love and Thunder like in the middle of the C tier. That's where I would put it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
And
saw the
that's even
video.
outside of Quantumania as well. And then
Well,
I
and
also
also,
have what's up?
yeah, I was gonna say you're an esports wonderkin too. I mean, like you're.
Yes, I'm a gamer, and I have a highlight reel of different clips I had during a video game I play. I am still in the process of editing a Call of Duty video. I say process as I have not had time to sit down and edit the video.
This guy works really hard.
Yes.
And you're also on Twitch, as am
Yeah.
I.
Yes.
I don't do anything on it.
I try and stream. I have actually some of my highlights from past streams on my Twitch still on there. So that's kind of my YouTube channel. I try and focus more on my Twitch than I do my YouTube. I just have like clips and stuff, and I'll promote my my Twitch via my YouTube.
And then you're also I think at least partially thanks to me, you're on Letterboxd as well.
Yes, I am on Letterboxd. You texted me, you're like, you should get Letterboxd. I said, okay. And then 5 minutes later, I sent you my account.
Yeah, quick. So I think it's under Ben Wilke, right?
Probably.
Yeah. If you follow me, look into my followers and following, you'll see this guy. Yeah.
Let me check what it is actually. It's Chubbs. It's Chubbs with 4 U's, and it has my pretty face.
Fantastic. And then also, just before we head out, on the horizon for in the coming weeks, now that we have a longer time, we can do this. We got already locked in. We have a ghost. Also, I'm going to try, and a lot of this is for Ben. And if Ben watches it, he can join me if he wants to. I was thinking about doing a little play catch up and do Empire of Light because it's on HBO Max. I thought we'd check that out.
And I think there's an extended version either on HBO or Peacock. I will have to investigate.
I also might, if Ben wishes, I'm thinking about watching the unrated cut of Mithrigan, and then I can do a re-review with you.
That'd be my first watch of it. We'll schedule it.
Which would be fantastic. And then we also coming up, just general, like I said, we have a ghost next week. Yeah, his name is Carl. He's behind me. No, we have a ghost is the movie. We also have Creed 3 coming up. Operation Fortune coming up. Demon Slayer. I guess there's another Demon Slayer movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Champions is coming up in February still.
Champions is coming up in March. Scream 6.
End of March is D&D. John Wick 4. Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Which I can't wait for. And then right after that, I believe, is Super Mario Brothers. By the way,
yes.
Austin, you know Austin. Anyone who watches the stream knows who Austin is because let's say he has a very big personality. He pointed something out. He says that should have come out on March 10th, and I'm like, why do you say Mario? I'm like, oh, son of a. I didn't think of that. Yeah, MAR10 Mario. Yeah. Anyway, so that's all coming up. That'll all be next time. And until next time, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all. I'm happy to share it with you. Of course, you can find me on. Basically, I'll just do my usual send off. If you like this video, give it a like if you wanna. Give it a subscribe if you wanna. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does, but that's what you're supposed to do, or so I've been told. If you want to find me elsewhere, reviews, lists, and other fun stuff, you can check me out on letterboxd.com at Raising Popcorn with Grant, Twitter at Raise Grant, Facebook, Raising Popcorn with Grant. Serialized, I'm all one word, lowercase, Raising Popcorn. I'm also on Twitch. Check out my podcast, Raising Popcorn with Grant, the podcast on Spotify and Anchor. Check out Ben's channel. Check out all his stuff. Give him some
my Twitter is Chubbs with 4 U's TTV. I mostly talk about esports stuff on my Twitter, but I do some reviews here and there. I'll post them kind of slightly on Twitter.
Fantastic. And then we'll also leave a comment, even if it's, hey Grant, I like waffles. Really helps out. I wish you guys would do that more often. Tell me you like waffles. It really helps out. Also, I would be remiss not to point this out. Also, we just passed the 2-year anniversary of this channel. I wanted to thank all of you, and that's another reason why I wanted to do something kind of big for it. So there you go. Thank you. I love all of you. Thank you for 267 subscribers. That's insane. 2 years. That is insane. Here's to many more years, many more movies. Thank you all, truly, from the bottom of my heart. And until we meet again, we were all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ben, thank you so much for coming, brother.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for coming to the movie today. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
All right. See ya.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody. Awesome. Okay.